up. Fighter 6 is upon us. Just getting settled in. This copyright is okay. Shit is not the best or worst copyright-free music I've heard, but it's not bad. It's good for coming back to. Feeling alive. So, that one's fucked. Brutal things. I remember that. That was hilarious. Oh, God. Look at that. My shirt is all fucked up though. I guess it doesn't matter where I am, I can just float in here. Just gonna zone out into space. It's pretty great. Love it!
China, 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 vagina.
Oh, sound drops. How fancy are we? Pretty fucking snazzy. All right, we got Street Fighter. We got all kinds of shit today. Pretty fun day. Let's get Steam up and running. Maybe we'll play some vids or something. Boom. What up, Taste Fair? How are you? How's your night going? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling bad? Are you feeling somewhere in between? What up, Owen Ism? How are you, buddy? Owen Ism. Love it. Love it, baby. Love it. I'm gonna grab another beverage. 1 second. How you guys doing? Got back. Long night. Good shows. We crushed. How's everybody's Friday going? We doing good? Figured I'd pop in here right about 2, see who trickles in. If there's any late night action to be had. giant train crash in India. That's kind of crazy. Been watching that a little bit.
And I'm not sure these are accounted for.
Look up here. Check that fucking train crash out, man. That happened in India right now?
Fine. Look, if Mukut can focus on that on that particular bogie, that's a goods bogie, and I've never seen anything like this. That's an engine of a train on top of a goods bogie.
Dude,
that you see crazy. There. And the rescue officials here. Yeah, live. So we're still rolling live from Balasore, and we were a few minutes back we were on the other side, which was the worst affected. You saw that the bogies were completely dismantled. Now this is the other end of the Coromandel Express. If my VJ Mukut can show, we'll just walk slowly. And look at this, the effort of all these workers here to ensure that the tracks are back. The rescue is done.
Look at that thing.
Restoration work is being done as we speak.
Damn, dude. 261 dead, 900 injured.
To lay out the tracks once again. The tracks even, they don't exist here anymore. Like we've been showing you, the tracks just don't exist. And that's the effort right now. So the rescue has been completed. 2:30 p.m. in a short while from now, the Prime Minister is expected here. So I'll just keep walking from one end to the other, and I will show you what I see. And as I see it, we will just have to walk a little carefully to ensure that
dude, that's crazy.
In the course of our work, one, we don't stop or block others from working, and secondly, we don't trip on something ourselves. It's not easy given what has happened here. These bogies are completely, you see some of them here, like what we showed you on the other end, bending.
261 dead though, that's fucking nuts.
They were scared of the
900
tracks.
Injured?
And some of them, most of them in
9
fact,
teams are on spot.
The entire Coromandel Express from one end to the other, we're walking from one end to the other. This is an AC wheelchair. An AC wheelchair, it's bent, it's leaning towards the track. There's an AC 3-tire bogie, and this is the Coromandel Express AC 3-tire. And the wheels, look at the wheels of the train, completely jammed. It's skidded off the tracks. And we are walking, some of the gas cutters here as well being brought to try and cut through the metal. And this has been the only way that the rescue workers have been able to sort of cut through the
look
metal,
how far away from the tracks it is.
Consistently to ensure that they get in even in some of the bogies to try and look for people who may be stranded. They've had to rescue a lot of people. And many more. In fact, last night, at last count, we were told that 600 to 700 of them were injured. In one of the trains, in fact, last night we checked, there were 1,000 passengers on one of the passenger trains and 1,000 more on a second train. So, in all, roughly around 2,000 passengers. We'll wait for the official figures, of course, but roughly 2,000 passengers in both the trains. Many of them injured, but some, like, for example, in these bogies, which were unaffected.
See if we can go back and see if there's more details.
Some of these plates, made of hard metal.
Let's see more about the, here, maybe if we go back to the beginning of it.
Look at the board here. This is the Shalimar to Chennai to Howrah Express.
Do not walk there, man. It's like a good way to get just fucking crushed.
Be a little careful because a lot of people, volunteers included, have been here since last night. In fact, we've been reporting live ever since the story broke at about 7:30 p.m. last night in the studios, and we are here now in Balasore, and the NDRF teams have been at it. They've been at it. This is the Shalimar to, look at the board here. This is the Shalimar to Chennai to Howrah Express. The Shalimar Chennai Howrah. This is the Coromandel Express that skidded off the tracks. You just saw the engine of that, perhaps the engine of that train right in front. And this is how precarious the situation was with this bogie. Which it's still tilted towards one side. So they're not really letting you go anywhere close to the bogies because it's not stable at the moment. I'm hoping you're getting my audio because I can't hear you in the studios, but I'm going to continue to speak because I have a very poor audio signal here. But I'm going to continue to speak. The forces who've been involved in the rescue operations. We've seen the NDRF teams. We've been speaking to some of them since last night, the commandants and the commanders who've been involved. Just catching a breath here. Just look at them. All of them have been at it completely, overnight, working overnight to ensure that they rescue as many people as possible. You saw those disturbing images come in last night when you saw the remains of people, many decapitated bodies, bodies without limbs.
Damn.
And I'm just walking through the tracks to give you a sense of what I'm seeing here. 3 trains, 2 stationary. Look at this. This is an electric pole used for, of course, the operation of the trains. As an impact has collapsed. And some of the officers here and the investigators and the railway officials are also here. And they're just, inspecting what has gone wrong, what can be fixed right now. But the entire focus will be on setting this track in order, finding as many people alive as possible, and ensuring that those who've been displaced. Because when we were walking here to this location, many people with their suitcases still leaving this location. And I think these are some of the officers here just doing their job. So we are just going to move away so that we let them do their job. I'm just going to move away from here. And this is another bogie of the Coromandel Express.
That's fucking crazy.
If my VJ Mukut can focus here, it's going to be it's a little tricky because if you see the situation in the aftermath of this accident last night, the tracks, it's not a stable. It's not a stable situation. You're very difficult to even.
Yeah, bodies without limbs is not a
because,
good deal. That's not good.
The poles have been completely, dislocated. The tracks are off. The tracks are not even to be seen.
Look at that train. Look at how far off the tracks that is. That's
insane. The Coromandel Express has completely veered off the tracks. Not even on the tracks. A little ahead, we saw that the tracks, had completely broken. That's a brake shoe here. You see here, that's a brake shoe completely shattered in 2 pieces. Brake shoe shattered in 2 pieces.
That's
and
not
very,
good
very
either.
Disturbing
Brake
images.
shoe in
We've
2
covered
pieces? That's not good.
Many train collisions, accidents in the past a few years, but never seen anything like it. Look at this. This is someone's spectacle frame that's perhaps fallen off the train. Looks like it's that of a young girl, maybe who was in the train. Many stories, over 238 lives have been lost in this particular tragedy. I'm going to just speak over the visuals as I see it, just to give you a sense. This is another bogie that is perpendicular, 90 degrees.
I like how he calls buggies
90 degrees
bogies.
from the tracks. That's the track. It's 90 degrees from the track. That tells
I don't
you
know,
that
this was some
the
collision.
impact with which the train collided, the impact with which the trains collided, many bogies just skidded off the tracks, and the existing tracks broke away, completely shattered. I'm going to walk away from here to the different bogies. I'm just going to walk through it because a lot of these relief camps have also been set up there. The medical teams are here, the relief teams are here. You just saw the NDRF teams there
Leon's
seated,
also covering
just trying to catch a breath. They've been working overnight, and I'm going to walk from
wrong one.
From one end to the other. Namaste. That's
Namaste.
नहीं बैठ जाइए कोई बात नहीं बैठ जाइए आप कल रात से है यहाँ पे सर जी कल रात से है अभी पूरा जो रेस्क्यू था पूरा हो गया सर जी अभी हो रहा है okay, I'll just let them be I think They're saying that the rescue efforts continue on the other side. There are some more bogies from where people are being
but people are more. It's not the exact 230 people.
Much more. You were on the train?
Yeah.
You were on the train?
No, I am localized here.
Okay.
It is almost more than 1,000.
More than? Yeah?
More than that.
Okay.
Okay.
Here. I want to find out what happened. So here.
Where the railway minister is currently addressing
इंक्वायरी के बाद में ही सब कुछ पता चलेगा
Yeah, dude, this was intense.
अभी नहीं कहा जा सकता इंक्वायरी के बाद में ही पता चलेगा डेथ टोल डिस्ट्रिक्ट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन और रेलवे एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन की तरफ से कंटिन्यूसली आपको अपडेट किया जा रहा है, उसी नंबर को आप लेके चलें। अभी कुछ भी कहना उचित नहीं है, इंक्वायरी होने दीजिए और सारा फोकस रेस्क्यू और जो घायल हुए हैं उनके इलाज पे फोकस करें।
आपने क्या देखा, अभी भी कितने लोग फंसे हो सकते हैं, जानकारी आपको
हाल
अधिकारियों ने क्या दी?
सब सारा का सारा फोकस मैंने कहा जैसे आपसे कर रहे हैं, सभी पॉसिबल बुलाए।
The rail trucks details
इंक्वायरी करेंगे, प्रॉब्लम हुई।
सर क्या कोई
Ashwini Vaishnav, who is at the spot where the accident occurred in Baladore, and 230 people, over 230 people have lost their lives in this train accident. And the minister says that an inquiry or a probe has been established or has begun, and he'll be giving details about that probe in a short while. And also he says the rescue operations are still ongoing and the railway tracks will be cleared as soon as possible and operations will commence after the rail tracks are cleared.
That's fucked up, man. That's so many fucking people. Could you imagine if that many people died in a train accident in America? Woo, we'd be going nutty.
Well, the incident involved multiple trains, 2 passenger trains and 1 freight. This happened after the Coromandel Express train collided into a goods train near Bahanagar railway station in Balasore district. Later, another passenger train, Howrah Superfast Express, running from Bangalore to Howrah in West Bengal, got entangled with the Coromandel Express and its coaches capsized too. Rescue operations continued throughout the night. National and State Disaster Response Force as well as Odisha Disaster Rapid Action Force undertook the operations. Air Force choppers have also been deployed to assist in the operations.
All our teams are here. I'm just looking after the rescue operation. The state government has provided all the resources that was needed, and we have completed the evacuation of the injured. Now it's a question of locating some more dead bodies which might be trapped under these compartments. That we are working on.
How many teams have been deployed here?
We have 14 teams deployed here.
Honorable Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has sent our officials, SDO, SDPO, ADM, and doctors and trauma ambulance.
In the aftermath of the incident, 43 trains have been cancelled for today, while routes of 38 trains have been changed. Minister for Railways, Ashwini Vaishnav, has announced ex gratia of over $12,000 for the kin of the deceased and rupees 200,000 for the severely injured. Chief Minister of the State of Odisha, Naveen Patnaik, has been reviewing the situation and will reach the incident spot shortly. Now, President Draupadi Murmu expressed her condolences to those affected by the tragedy. The Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, said that all possible assistance is being given to the injured.
That's fucking crazy.
They're saying that some of the local residents here are feeling that the death toll could be much higher, saying that they themselves have, removed more bodies than what is officially being reported. Another bogie that is fallen, off the tracks. And I'm just walking to the other bogies. I don't have the signal with the studio. I'm not getting the audio from the studio, but I'm just going to try and keep speaking just to give you an idea. This is another location where the worst impact of this train crash was felt last night. Look at this particular location where 3 bogies, and you can see the goods train there. Are you seeing the goods train here? You can see the goods train. Just one second. I'm just moving a little ahead. The goods train here, If Mukut, you can show the carriage of the goods train bogie here. The goods train bogie here. And that's a passenger train over the goods train bogie. That shows the impact of the collision. This is a bogie.
Look at how high that is. That's a pile
that is completely
of crazy.
Mangled metal is what remains of it. And this bogie, it appears from the looks of it, was completely charred. You see this bogie here. This bogie was completely charred. And it's what remains of it, because we also heard that one of the bogies caught fire from the eyewitnesses a short while back. It appears that this was the bogie that caught the fire, and the police trying to ensure that a lot of the people who've gathered here, some of them even relatives, some of them are looking for their loved ones here, and they're having a tough time trying to keep them under control, to ensure that people say, well, look at them. Some people still looking for their loved ones.
That's crazy.
Hoping that they find their loved ones. They're still looking below the
That's fucking
below the
shocking.
bogies.
Look at how high up that one fucking train car was. That's nuts.
I'm going to just move. I think this appears to be one of for some more bodies here. Mukut, if you can see this, some more bodies lying on the ground here. They've just laid out the bodies next to each other. Very, very, I've never seen anything like this. Another person being rescued here. I'm not sure whether that's a person being rescued or whether it's a body, but that's viewer discretion would be advised. A completely burnt body. I think that's a person who's no more.
Jesus.
Very disturbing images. And they're doing everything that they possibly can. The fire and emergency teams, both from the state of Odisha and the NDRF teams, they're just doing everything that they possibly can. It looks like they're still looking for people, perhaps in these bogies here, which are completely mangled, lying on top of each other. You see this here.
Dude, how
the Odisha,
hard would they have had to
rescue teams are
crash?
here. Mukut, I will just step aside so that we let the rescue teams work, do their job. We'll just stand here. Look at that. Another body being removed from what looks like a goods train. That's a goods train carriage, actually. You see that? That's an engine of a train on top of a goods train carriage.
Jesus Christ, that's gross.
Engine of a train on top of a goods train carriage. And that's another body that's just being pulled out from this bogie. And I'm counting 8 bodies here that are being laid out next to each other. 8 bodies laying next to each other.
Okay, let's see if we can find this. Oh, God. That's no good. Spilled some fucking soda on my fucking computer. This one isn't in English, but they're doing footage too.
आपण देखिथिबे एनडीआरएफ रो सेमाने पहुंची आगे ट्रेन ना चारि कड़े जहा तांकर
Oh no. Oh God. We're going to move that there. Yeah, this one's not as good. It's super glitchy. Let's go back to this.
And next to them, another 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 bodies that are lying next to each other right now in front of me. And I'm not sure these are accounted for or whether these are part of the official number. But
crazy.
And I'm hearing now that the Prime Minister will be visiting this location.
Yeah, of course.
The rescue teams are still trying to find. Look, if Mukut can focus on that on that particular bogie, that's the goods. That's a goods bogie, and I've never seen anything like this. That's an engine of a train on top of a goods bogie that you see there.
That's fucking nuts.
And the rescue officials here are still pulling out bodies of people from the other bogies. That's another body that's coming out. that's being pulled out, wrapped in a white sheet, and being brought here. And many of the people who are standing behind me, and Mukit can show you, many of the people who are standing behind me are still looking for their loved ones. They're not being allowed to come close. But I just heard some of them say that they're looking for their relatives very desperately, and they can't find them. That's another person's body that's just been brought out, and is being placed on the ground here. And it's going to be a long day ahead, perhaps, for the rescue forces here. The NDRF, I see the NDRF team still trying to look below the bogies. The NDRF teams.
Speed ahead here.
Happened 200 meters from the Bahanaga station. And I'm going to walk from one site to another. There are roughly about 30 to 40 NDRF men, along with the medical teams, trying to look for survivors. While we were on the other side of the tracks, we saw a few people whose remains were being pulled out. And I'm going to try and walk from one end to the other, just to give you a full view, a full sense of the situation here. Some of the emergency trains have also been called here. Emergency trains have been called here to help in restoring these tracks. And some of the experts also sitting here. You'll see that some of the engineers are here. Mukut, some of the engineers are here trying to coordinate the entire effort. To the left here. And
good God.
This is a parcel van. This is a parcel van. The parcel van coach. ये Coromandel Express है. ये यशवंतपुर हो रहा.
Parcels. So people can get stuff.
Coromandel है. जो यशवंतपुर वाला वो उस side है. Okay, so this is the Coromandel Express, or the bogies of the Coromandel Express, and they continue to try and restore the lines. You see this pole here. This is an electric pole that is used to give supply power to the trains to operate. And the impact of this...
Fuck.
I'm going to walk from one bogie to the other. This is a parcel van. This is a parcel van that held the goods. And a lot of parcels being sent perhaps from Howrah to Chennai, because this train was traveling from Howrah.
Dude, how
awkward
Shalimar, would it be that you had a TV or something on that train?
Helpline set up as well.
And the package arrives fine.
These are the goods, the carriage and the goods that were being moved.
Be awkward as fuck.
In the train. We're just going to move from here because they're trying to restore this line. And I'm going to move from this part of the track to another part to give you a sense of the rescue operation. So this was a stationary train. This is a goods train, and this is the Coromandel Express. Mukut, this is the goods train to my left, and this is the Coromandel Express to my right. The bogies of which are completely mangled metal right now, and it's clear that there was some sort of
just hit. Yeah, they'll be late for sure.
Between
right, but what if they show up? 900 people injured, 300 people dead. What up, Bex? How are you? And then it just shows up and
train impact
your fucking TV made it through, but people didn't. You feel like shit.
Yashwantpur to Howrah.
How the fuck does this happen that 3 trains collide like that? That's unbelievable.
To try and ensure that they get the lines back on track. I'm going to move from this side to
Bex, how was your
another
night?
side. Mukut, just watch your step, please. To another side, as they use, all equipment available at their end. Look at this. They're trying to cut through the gas cutters here.
Yeah, it's rewinded a little bit, but yeah, this is India. This collision happened yesterday, and they're cleaning it up. So it's like last night their time.
They're just opening up.
But right now, I think it's like
through the metal here. It's just
1 p.m. So like we're back. I took the original live feed and went back a little bit a ways to watch. So it's a live feed, but we are not currently live.
Once again, this is the carriage van. The carriage van.
So no, I should have just said no. So no.
All the parcel perhaps from
pretty close
Shalimar
though. It's pretty
Chennai.
close to live.
They're just going to cut through the metal. That's going to take a long time for them. It's taken at least 14 to 15 hours for them to get to this
900 injured, 289 dead or whatever. 9 teams are on the spot for operation. Like, this is crazy. 238 dead.
But they're trying to do it to the best of their ability because they've been non-stop at it. And I'm going to just walk from this end of the track to the next. The axle of another train. The axle of another train here.
Yo,
disintegrated.
I've had a crazy night. Doesn't it seem like everyone's gone wild? Yeah, dude, today was a
I'm just
nuts
gonna
one.
Move to the other end.
People be out there wilding. Oh.
अब समझ सकते हैं कि ट्रेन के दरवाजे के बिल्कुल बाहर
They only have parts in English, that's why I'm skipping around.
Compensation का amount
अंदर की तरफ आ गए.
बेस्ट पॉसिबल हेल्थ केयर फैसिलिटी होगी, चाहे कटक में, भुवनेश्वर में, एम्स में, इधर कलकत्ता में.
That has come in that on this route the Kavach system was not operational.
Okay, here we go. This is, I think he's going to talk about the
To
crash.
come back down, which perhaps is an indication of that area being covered completely by them. Just to tell you a little bit more about
Yeah, dude, people
what
be
is expected.
wilding.
The Prime Minister is
They be
expected
wilding.
here. Mukut, I'm going to walk to the other end right now.
Friday Night Wild.
To the other end to go to the Yashwantpur to Howrah Express end. Yashwantpur to Howrah Express the train was coming from the other end, so I'm going to go there. And as I walk from here to the other side, this is another crane that has been brought here. Basically, these cranes are being brought here to remove the mangled remains and move them to the side adjacent to the tracks.
They're bringing a crane for the
dead. This is another bogie that has been removed and placed adjacent to the tracks. It's
He also
essentially
calls
been cut.
train cars
You can see
buggies,
here
but he
it's been
says
cut.
bogies.
It's been cut, and using the
So that
cranes,
might,
it's been
you know.
brought to this particular side to
This is
ensure
fucking insane.
that they restore the lines as soon as possible. Because the entire focus right now will be to restore the lines. I'm getting in some more news right now.
17 cars
that,
derailed. That's crazy.
on this particular route, the Kavach system. That is the breaking news update that the railways has just given. On this particular route, the Kavach system was not operational. There is a railway statement that has come in.
Oh, no shit?
That
It
on
wasn't
this route,
operational?
The Kavach system was not operational.
The system wasn't
And I'm
operational.
going to go because a lot of people were asking
Look at that
questions
one upside
on
down, dude.
the safety of the Kavach and whether that was installed on this particular train, but it appears it wasn't. This is the rear end of a bogie, completely mangled, completely destroyed, and splashed with blood. I'm not going to put that on camera. I'm just going to walk. Remains of people, bags,
He was saying there were like decapitated people
and
and
there's someone's
fucking...
wallet there.
Yeah, dude, this Indian guy, this is just like one dude with a
And,
fucking microphone. He's just up in it.
And
There's like severed
a lot
feet
of
and like...
stench that tells you that perhaps there may have been a lot of bodies that were removed from this particular bogie. One of the worst impacted bogies, which is completely, you can see, wrecked, mangled, destroyed. And I'm going to take you closer now.
Look at this. Like, this is... American reporters would be
like the
shitting
axle of a
themselves.
goods
They
train.
should, like, America... It's funny,
The
because in
goods train
America, the
accident, the reason-
reporters, like, they put on a hat, and then they fucking, like, give you an interview, and you can see what they're talking about way in the background. And this dude's like, I'm going to crawl into this buggy. Okay, don't mind the stench. There's a bunch of bodies. We're just going to crawl in. Dude, Indian media is lit.
Why you can say that it's a goods train is because the goods train was carrying some sort of iron ore, and you can see that here. This particular goods
Yeah, he's
train,
picking up dead people,
the wheels
glasses.
have just skidded
I'm pretty
off,
sure he
not just
walked
skidded
over
off
a
the tracks,
leg.
but
I
they've
just didn't
moved
say anything
adjacent
because I don't
the
want to
tracks
like get
completely,
flagged or
as the
anything.
tracks
Like,
themselves are completely destroyed. And I'm going to walk to the other end of the train right now.
yeah, and he's like holding the glasses. Like, I think this is
Because
a
I'm
dead
hearing
girl's
right now,
glasses.
you can
Like,
see
what the fuck?
By the
dude?
way, another bit of breaking news update that we have for you from here is that you see that Indian Air Force chopper. That Indian Air Force chopper has been here for some time. And we are hearing that the Prime Minister could be visiting this site any time now. Given
Yeah, the dude's
gravity,
picking
the
through the
extent of it.
bodies for the news.
And I have this view.
It's like,
and
let's
let me
find
show
out
you
who
the
this
view
person
of,
voted
how
for.
the Coromandel
You're on
Express
Indian
bogies
CNN.
lined up on top of the goods train after that collision. That's the picture. That's the picture of the violent crash last night. I'm taking a short break, but when I come back, I'll try and go to the other end to show you
Non-stop
the other end
ground
of
reporting.
the third train. There's a third train that was involved.
The third train.
Between Yashwantpur and Howrah.
Coming
We'll
back
go live from there.
for a third train.
और राज्य सरकार इस तरह की बड़ी ट्रेजेडी टेक्निकल से और किस भी कारण से हो.
See, a large part of it isn't in English, so, and it's glitchy as fuck. Okay, let's do that again.
Are underway and Republic.
कोचेस आपस में बहुत मैंगल्ड कंडीशन में बहुत आपस में क्रश हो गई हैं और उनको काट के अंदर जाना और लाइव विक्टिम को नुकसान
Bhubaneswar this afternoon, after which he will be taken to the accident spot. As we are being told that he will be reaching Bhubaneswar around 2:30 p.m. After which he will head straight to Balasore in a chopper. And once he is at the accident site and he has inspected every detail on the ground.
How did the other train bogies? I'm just going
they
to
just show the Prime Minister watching
these,
them?
Camps have also been set up there. The medical
That's a
teams
weird
are here,
shot.
the relief teams are here. You just saw the NDRF teams there seated, just trying to catch a breath. They've been working overnight. And I'm going to walk from...
Wow.
From one end to the other. Namaste. That's the bogies here, which are completely mangled, lying on top of each other. You see this here. The Odisha rescue teams are here. Mukut. I will just step aside so that we let the rescue teams work, do their job.
I think it's a loop on that one. I've seen that before.
The mangled bogies first up.
Yeah, here we go. He's going in the fucking crane. This is fucking nuts, dude.
And you can see that...
well, we gotta go back to where he's going in the train. The dude's in the
still
train.
Looking for people. 19-20 bodies right now. So the rescue has been completed. 2:30 p.m. in a short while from now, the Prime Minister is expected here. So I'll just keep walking from one end to the other, and I will show you what I see.
How far back was that leg? It was in the rubble. It might not have been a leg.
To ensure that in the course of
our shots
work,
feels like a movie versus the news. Yeah, right.
Others from working.
Really intense. What up, XMM12? How are you? What up, David Skywalker?
Trip on something ourselves. It's not easy given what has happened here. These bogies are completely... you see some of them here, like what we showed you on the other end, bending, and they've all derailed. Essentially, they've all derailed. They've scared off the tracks. And
that's so crazy. Look at the difference of the tracks.
Most of them, in fact, if not some, the entire Coromandel Express from one end to the other, we're walking from one end to the other. This is an AC wheelchair.
Yeah.
An AC wheelchair.
What up, Tommy? How are you?
It's bent. It's leaning towards the track. There's an AC three-tire bogie.
I think this is a rerun now, but I don't think some of you guys might not have been there early on, so we can keep watching it. But he's going to go in a train, which I didn't see before, so...
The wheels. Look at
the wheels. Just walking up and down. Look at the one on the left. Look at the fucking three. Look at the like three cars up here. The three cars that are on top of each other. It's fucking insane.
As well being brought to try and cut through the metal.
Infrastructure is hard to get right. Yeah, I guess.
And this has been the only way that the rescue workers have been able to sort of cut through the metal consistently to ensure that they get in even in some of the bogies to try and look for people who may be stranded. They've had to rescue a lot of people and many more. In fact, last night, at last count, we were told that 600 to 700 of them were injured. In one of the trains, in fact, last night we checked, there were 1,000 passengers on one of the passenger trains and 1,000 more on a second train. So in all, roughly around 2,000 passengers. We'll wait for the official figures, of course, but roughly 2,000 passengers in both the trains. Many of them injured. But some, like for example, in these bogies, which were unaffected,
God, that's crazy.
Mostly, or rather lesser affected, the impact has been much lesser. And this is towards the rear end of the train, and you can see that they're trying to remove this barricade to ensure they try and use this crane has been this excavator has been brought here. The excavator trying to remove this barricade. Perhaps to use the additional track here and remove whatever metal that they possibly can. So that work is on here. I don't think we can pass through this area, so I'm going to turn back and let's see if we can get onto this train, because just to give you a sense of the other end of
Look at him just sneaking into the train. Indian news is lit. He looks over. He's like, nobody cares. We're gonna go see.
Just to give you both sides of, just to show you both the sides.
I'll make the hype train. Yeah, I really derailed that hype train, huh?
Yeah, I'm just holding the camera. Just give us a second.
Whammo!
Wow. Wow. I mean, that's wow is all I can say to that.
The bogies, yeah. An excavator to my right. An excavator trying to...
Terrible joke. You get bad crickets, too.
Yeah, you can show this. This is the excavator trying to pull out the metal from the tracks. They'll have to relay it all over again.
He just throw the car over while he's in it.
And this is the AC chair. One of the lesser impacted AC chairs that you'll see, because this is towards the end of the Coromandel Express.
I'm going to try and find some other angles.
But towards the front end, you saw the situation with the engine, situation with the other bogies, especially the front ones. These are, this is the linen that is kept for the passengers who are traveling on this train. And I'm just going to move. Someone's left their book here.
Yeah, I'm sure they weren't thinking about their
God
book.
Loves Fun. Is Gurudev Sri Ravi Shankar's book, a bestseller that they were reading at the time of the accident.
Yeah, dude, this is what they're reading.
They've taken whatever possibly that they can get hold of, and they've left some people perhaps having dinner, because it was around dinner when the accident, dinner time when the accident took place. So the food splattered all over this this particular bogie. This is the AC chair. ये कौन सा 3 AC है 2 AC है सर ये 2 AC है 3 AC है 2 AC okay okay 2 AC okay. So we're just walking from one end of the bogie to the next. It's a two-tire bogie.
He says buggy is bogey.
And I'm towards the end of the train now.
Look at that. This dude is fucking in the train. He literally is in the train. That's fucking insane. Like, all right, let's go look around.
Mukut, we'll have to be a little careful. Towards the end, it's not really steady. I have to say that, because I'm not going to go that side. Because this seems to be the rear portion, Mukut. This rear portion seems to have been also the portion where another collision has taken place, where another bogie was hit, and there's an impact there. We won't, Mukut, just stay away from there, please. Just step back.
Just stay away from there,
just
please.
Give you the pictures, to the rear of the carriage, to the left, to the right. On each side, there are excavators to remove whatever that they possibly can. First, their point will be first to remove the metal, and then remove the mangled bogies first up, and then remove these bogies.
I feel guilty for thinking about my leftover Indian food. Well, I mean, I did see a lot of vindaloo on the ground. It was either vindaloo or blood, but it looked delicious.
Railway workers bringing those
too soon? Probably too soon. I'm sorry.
Of cement and brick to lay those tracks again, and they will have to do that. Their work never stops. Just like the work of this excavator, very dangerously close to the bogie here. Let me see if I can get off from here. Mukul, I'll hold the camera for you. Why don't you get off the train? Yeah. Let me show you the pictures. Many families, in fact, are waiting on both sides. When we walked in here this morning, a little after 10 o'clock, 10 a.m., we saw many families still lugging their suitcases, some of them carrying their bags. So they were perhaps here until this morning. Those who found their loved ones have left, and many stayed back to look for their loved ones. And we're showing you some more pictures of that bogie which has skidded off the tracks and fallen on the side of the track. So we'll try and go there next. I'm just going to get off. Mukut, why don't you get off and I'll get off with you. गाड़ी उतर एक मिनट उस साइड okay, we'll get off. So we are just getting off because they're trying to
just got yelled at.
Remove this bogie, they're saying. So we'll get off. This is one of the states.
Hey, get off this buggy. We're trying to remove it. Oh, are you? I'm on the news. I'm live. We're on the news right now. No, get off. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm on the news.
3 bogies that remained on the track in a stable position, and that's why we got onto it. Now we will move away from here so that we let them do their job. And there you go. Both these excavators, if you can show the excavators on both sides touching the... Why don't you just move, Mukut? We'll move away from here. Come. Just let's walk away from here so that we move. Yeah.
LOL, it's not too soon.
So they're calling
Jesus.
for more people here.
You get bad
This
crickets for
gentleman
that.
is talking, saying that he needs 200 more people to come. Seems like a contractor who's been here, and that's his crane. There are 2 cranes, and look how the cranes are
I bet it
placed.
does smell
The
like old
excavators are
curry
placed
in there.
Towards both sides
Again,
of the
too
bogies.
soon. This is so
What they're
bad.
now
We're being
going to
so
do is they're
bad
going
right
to use these excavators to push
We're going
the
to hell.
bogies towards the middle of whatever remains of the track, so that they can continue with the restoration process. So it's a little after 12:15, and the Prime Minister expected to reach here at around 2:30 p.m. this afternoon at Balasore, and I'm going to walk towards the other areas, and that's another bogie. That is for persons with disabilities. I mean, what a disturbing video that is. One of the worst affected carriages, one of the worst affected bogies of this train, which is skidded off the track.
Yeah, look at how far away
is
from the
bogie,
track it is.
Which is for persons with disabilities or Divyangjan.
Oh, that's a disability bug. That's
And,
the short. That's the short
The
car.
bags lying outside of whoever was inside. Perhaps some made it out alive. We pray that everyone made it out alive, and we're just going to move to the other side of the rescue operations. Let's because you can see that some of the rescue workers are still there trying to go inside, perhaps, and look for people. They're still looking for people. They're not giving up. Mukut, let's keep walking. And we continue to move from one end of the station to the other and get you a full picture. This is the Yashwantpur to Howrah train, the second passenger train. Yeah, Yashwantpur to Howrah wala train. Huh? And this is the second passenger train that skidded off the track, that was involved in this accident. That is now being, here we are, and going closer. The impact of this collision. 2 of these bogies have skidded off the tracks. One bogies for people with disabilities. क्या हुआ? क्या हुआ? क्या हुआ? Mukut, step back.
I'm gonna see if I can find even more angles here.
क्या हुआ?
What else we got going on, Corey? Not much. Got back from comedy, came back. I was gonna stream and just hang out and do nothing, and then I stumbled across this. And
Okay,
I can't,
so
I can't
there's
stop watching it.
the mangled, basically body parts, the mangled remains of people.
They do a really good job of like pulling away and shit.
We won't show those. We won't broadcast that. We'll just keep moving.
Mangled body parts.
One of the saddest images we've seen today. This is a bogie for people with disabilities. A bogie for people with disabilities. And we just saw severed body parts outside that bogie. And very, very powerful and disturbing images. And this is another bogie that is carried off where the NDRF workers...
No, probably not. I mean, I don't know. Eventually we'll switch away.
Central agencies are involved.
This is fascinating.
In the rescue operations. I see some of them over the bogie are trying to get inside and look for
what up, Curly
survivors, if any.
A bit of Lysol cleanup. Yeah, that's true.
There are a lot of people who've gathered here. It appears that most of them are onlookers, but some also volunteers who've been here since last night. And you have to give it to them because a lot of people, some of the first responders were the volunteers and the people of this part of Balasore who responded to rescue the people. And remember the first visuals that came in last night to our newsrooms were of people climbing up a bogie to help those who are stranded. And that's this is perhaps one of the pictures that came in from.
Dude, look at how far off the track
it is. It was pitch dark last
crazy.
night. It was pitch dark last night, and we couldn't make out much when the pictures came into the newsroom. But this morning, when we come here, we see the full extent of what unfolded. A little after 7 p.m. yesterday, this seems to be an engine. Not sure whether it's an emergency train that was called. It was perhaps part of the train that collided. It seems like it's a train that was called much later. And the teams are here.
Trying to find some other angles.
Tracks. So I'm speaking non-stop, live. We are broadcasting live. The gas cutters, more and more gas cutters, more and more teams of engineers and coordinators from one end to the next. There's a line here, boundary line. indicating that people shouldn't enter this region, this place.
So this is now officially the worst train accident in 2 decades.
The relief work starts.
Army's been deployed.
And you can see that they've brought some engineering equipment as well. And these are some geysers and some generators and some wires. Hearing some choppers as well. That's the Indian Air Force chopper which is taking off. Is that an indication? We're just broadcasting live. We're showing you the pictures live from the tracks of the Panayaga
There's a link
station
if anybody wants to,
close to Balasore.
look into it more. This
If my
is
team can just
nuts.
tell me they can hear me. I'm broadcasting live from Balasore. That's the Indian Air Force chopper that is just taken off. And it appears that the chopper will be taking off, perhaps a preparation of sorts, checks, and we don't know whether the Prime Minister will take the aerial route, will land via a chopper, but he's expected here a little after 2:30 p.m. 2:30 p.m. is the official time given, and he should be here. And that chopper is just taken off, even as the rescue works continue. Mukut.
Let's go further along.
They're just clearing it.
So this is a new...
And this is going to be a very difficult exercise.
Let's go back to the beginning of
the
it.
bogie is
I'll
being
watch,
toppled. There's a live shot of this bogie.
Yeah,
now.
look at it. So watch.
So
they
keep
knock
a
him
static shot
over.
here, Mukut. Keep a static shot here. They're going to move the bogie. They're going to move the bogie. So we're staying live with these pictures. You can hear another chopper. Yeah, so they just...
Yeah, the helicopter crashes into the rescue bus. Holy fuck. That would be the worst.
This appears to be one of the
Hey-o.
last bogies of the Coromandel Express on the line of the Coromandel Express, one of the last bogies here. And that's another Indian Air Force chopper, or is it the same chopper that is coming back? We're getting that live shot of another chopper closing in. An Indian Air Force Mi-17 that's just landing in the fields adjacent. The fields adjacent, and the bogie is being toppled. The bogie is being toppled.
Here goes.
Shot of both the chopper and the bogie being toppled that we're giving you here on Republic. And they're moving. There it goes. The bogie, or the last stable one, being toppled. That's the Indian Air Force chopper as well. That's making a landing as the bogie is being toppled. As it's being cleared. Being cleared is the right word because they will have to clear this track before the restoration happens. You can see that another bogie is already, skidded off the track there. So they're trying to clear this one as well. There it goes. There it goes. There it goes.
There it goes.
That's the AC chair. That was the two-tire AC chair that we were on reporting from a few minutes back.
That's when they were inside.
That two-tire AC chair car has just been moved off the track, toppled off the track. And the excavators here, two of them, toppling it, pushing it off the track.
That thing does not topple easy. Think about how hard these things must have fucking hit.
That they can clear.
That happened.
There it goes.
That's crazy.
It's clearing it. And this is going to be a very difficult exercise.
Oh yeah, hit the like and subscribe and all that.
For these men here. And these are men across,
so bad
across
at this.
different agencies. These are contractors, these are state agencies, these are government bodies, these are NDRF men, these are the railways people, the railways engineers, all of them involved in this operation here. As we get a little closer, we'll try and go a little closer and give you a better shot. But it's, look at that. Even the excavator is precariously sitting on the tracks in order to carry out this operation.
Death toll now climb.
This bogey's been cleared completely, so that's what they're doing now. This bogey's been cleared completely. They're just clearing it off the track so that they can... Okay, let's move from this end to the next. It seems like they will try and push this off the tracks completely now.
Okay, who cares? We're just going to get caught up and then...
Kal raat se continuous...
That guy again. This guy
Can I get the question again?
The men that you see here inside the bogies, they've been doing their job of scouring through each of the bogie to see if they can find anyone alive. And while they do that, we'll just try and move to the other side. This is an AC wheelchair. An AC wheelchair.
Okay, they're doing like a revamp.
It's bent. It's leaning towards the track. There's an AC three-tire.
I'm gonna try to get
Time when the
up
accident took
towards.
place, so the food splattered all over this.
Is this the one he was inside, or is this a different one?
And this is the AC chair.
Yeah, this is the one he was inside. So we already watched this. Where saw that?
61, I repeat, 261 people have died in one of the biggest rail tragedies in India. 261, and hundreds of people are injured, and they've been admitted to different hospitals across the adjoining districts.
Damn.
In Balasore, in Bhadrak, in Cuttack, and in Bhubaneswar. And to my left, to the right, for about half a kilometer, 3 trains, or what remains of the 3 trains on your screen right now. That's the Coromandel Express, or what remains of it, that rammed into a goods train. And this is the mangled remains of the train, a bogie that's overturned bang in the middle of the track. And we have a team here that's also getting in some drone shots, so we should be able to share some drone shots as well. And यहाँ पे कितना बोगी derail हुआ है total?
Thought he was saying, "Are you happy?"
17 जी. और कोरोमंडल का 13.
Okay. That one's on
और
loop.
दूसरा यशवंतपुर to हावड़ा का 3 total. और यहाँ the action side, I think that chopper's just landing there. We are told that it's the Chief Minister. It could be Mamata Banerjee. We'll wait for a confirmation of that. And that chopper is just landing. It's circling this entire area. So perhaps whoever's in that chopper is getting a good view, a good bird's eye view of an aerial view of the remains on the track here. And I've mentioned this in the morning. This is a railway crossing. This is a railway crossing in Banayaga. And at the railway crossing is where this accident has taken place. This is a railway crossing, and about 200 meters from here, 200 to 300 meters from here, is the Banayaga station. So 300 meters is the station, and we are at a crossing. And of course, investigators will do their job as that chopper goes, continues to encircle and get a good.
So that's all there really is. It's just on a loop now. Oh, well, so much for a nice, fun, chill stream, right? 3:30. Well, it's over in India, so who knows? Oh man, that is a bummer. That sucks. I don't want to say thoughts and prayers because that always sounds like an asshole thing to say, but shit, man, I hope as many people are okay as can be okay. That shit sucks. I think maybe I'm going to stop the stream and just start it again, just so we can have a different stream. I don't feel comfortable going into just a hangout stream after that. It's going to be a hangout, and then the train happened, and then we watched the train for an hour. So I think it's best to just hang out. I'm going to stop the stream, and I'll restart it right away. So just give me a sec. I don't like the idea of having train stream. I went to school in America, so I have no idea how 300 far